Hello, my name is Charlotte and I speak Esperanto. Now, if you're like most people, your reaction to that is, Esperanto? What's that? Esperanto is a constructed language. That means made up. It's the most popular constructed language in the world right now. In fact, it's even got native speakers, hundreds of them. It's hard to know exactly how many people speak Esperanto, but the estimates range anywhere from a few 100,000 up as high as a couple million. Esperanto was created about 125 years ago, a little more than that now, by a Polish Jewish eye doctor named Zamenhof. He created Esperanto with the goal of making it an international second language, so that people from France and people from Germany could come together and speak in the same language and not have to choose, are we going to speak the French language or the German language? Who gets power here? Because if I'm speaking to someone who doesn't natively speak English, in English, then I have a position of power automatically in that conversation, because I know how to say what I want, and they might not. So Esperanto is made to be an international language, breaking down the language barriers, and it's made to be a second language, so it's easy on purpose. That's great. Trust me. You'll like that part. Now, the next question people usually ask is, why would I bother learning Esperanto? If there are only like a few thousand people in the world that speak it, what are the odds I'm ever going to meet one of them? Why do I care? Well, let me tell you why I care, and why I think Esperanto is a good language to learn. First of all, if you're a little bit of an idealist like me, Esperanto is great because you can meet people all over the world who speak Esperanto. I've only known the language for a couple of years now, and I have friends in Russia, Venezuela, Mexico, Brazil, China. I've got friends everywhere that I only know and can only talk to because of Esperanto, because we share this international language. And that's exposed me to new cultures and new ideas that help me to be a better citizen of the world. So, one reason for learning Esperanto is it's really helpful in exposing you to new cultures and gives you a broader view of the world. If you're a more practical person, you're responding to that with, that's nice, so what? So let me give you a different reason too. Esperanto is easy to learn on purpose. I've already said that once, but that's important here, because learning a second language, science has shown, helps your brain function better. It staves off dementia, it helps you make connections in new ways that people with only one language might not be able to make as quickly. And if you're wanting to learn another language to help improve your brain function, why not learn one that's going to take less than 4 years of intensive schooling to learn? Even if you don't live surrounded by people who speak Esperanto, it's still pretty easy to learn. It could take as little as a couple of months, if you're really studying, to get to the point where you can have full conversations with people online and understand what's going on in them. That's exciting. But it's not just good for your brain. It's also good if you're intending to learn other languages that aren't Esperanto. Because since this language is on purpose easy to learn, it gives you a great crash course in how to learn a language. It introduces you to all of these grammatical ideas that you haven't thought of since the 3rd grade. It shows you, reminds you, what's the difference between a subject and an object and why it even matters. It introduces you to the idea of conjugating a verb and thinking about what tense is what and which one should I use here. It introduces you to the idea of mushing words together like German does to make new words, and separating out the individual parts of a word until you can find just the root that really shows you what the word means and build up from there, build out from there. Esperanto teaches you how to learn a language and gives you a good, easy primer on vocabulary that will help you learn all these other languages, because you'll be able to make these connections even when you might not be able to easily make a connection from English into German or from English into Spanish. You can pretty easily make a connection from English to Esperanto, and then the Esperanto is easier to connect to the Spanish or German, at least for me. So, to summarize, what is Esperanto? It is a constructed language that was made to be an international second language so that we can talk to people all over the world and be on equal footing and build relationships from there and be better citizens of the world. Why should you care? Because, 1, Esperanto gives you an opportunity to make friends with people all over the world and expand your worldview, see things you wouldn't have seen before in a new light. 2, learning a second language helps your brain, and you might as well learn a second language that's easy on purpose. And 3, Esperanto teaches you how to learn a new language. It teaches you the structures so you can then build on that with other national languages and have an easier time of it. I hope I've answered some of your questions, and feel free to leave any more questions you might have in the comments. Thank you very much.